Now, there was a pretty chilling performance from the Chinese ambassador to Australia today. I'll come to some of that in a moment, but this comes after Australia won praise for supporting the people of Taiwan, the prosperous, peaceful, democratic home of 23 million people that's regarded as a rogue province by communist China, and a position that is not seriously challenged by the global community at all. The Taiwanese foreign minister has singled out Australia, the US and Japan for speaking up courageously about China's actions, adding that Taiwan is grateful to all of its friends around the world who have stood up courageously to condemn China's actions and support Taiwan. Yeah, good stuff there. It tells us two things. It says Australia has done the right thing here. Kudos again to Prime Minister Anthony Albanese and his Foreign Minister Penny Wong for not being bullied by Beijing. But it also tells you that we can continue to expect to be in the frame from China. And that was made clear today in Canberra at the National Press Club. China's Ambassador Xiao Qian opened up with a conciliatory tone, suggesting there'd been an improvement in the relationship with Australia, but that much more needed to be done.
Different as we are, there are no areas where we have fundamental conflicts of interest. So it is very important for both sides to take a constructive approach towards these differences. The least thing we should do is to allow these differences to obstruct, even hijack the overall relationship and cooperation between our two countries.
Yes, indeed. Let's try to get along. But that was really as good as it got. The ambassador complained about the treatment of Chinese companies in Australia, such as Huawei being banned from sensitive government projects, and defended China responding with economic measures, sanctions against Australia. He added that he'd like to see more Chinese investment in Australia. I bet he would. But whether most Australians would accept that is a moot point. And the ambassador also played victim, complaining about media coverage in our country.
It is simply difficult to find out news about China that is positive. We do have, but it's pretty low, disproportionately low. No country is perfect. No country is perfect. However, a coverage on a country that is always in a negative perspective is nowhere near to telling the truth about that country.
Yep, now China is into telling the truth, but it was on the ongoing and very current flashpoint of Taiwan that the ambassador's comments were chilling. When it came to the threatening military manoeuvres conducted by the People's Liberation Army around Taiwan, he said the blame was with the United States for daring to send the House Speaker there. And he had a warning for Australia.
Speaker Pelosi insisted on visiting Taiwan region in disregard of China's strong opposition, making it clear to the world it was the US side who first took provocative actions to change and undermine the status quo. We hope that Australian side could take China-Australia relations with serious attitude. Take the One China principle seriously. Handle the Taiwan question with caution, but without discount.
Yeah, be careful, Australia. And further on Taiwan, the Chinese ambassador again refused to rule out the use of force to overcome the insolence of their so-called rogue province across the Taiwan Strait.
In the first place, I'd rather not use the word invasion when we talk about China and Taiwan. Taiwan is different from any other scenario or situation. Taiwan is not an independent state. It's not an independent state. Taiwan is a province of the People's Republic of China. It's an issue of reunification, complete reunification, and an issue of Taiwan coming back to the motherland. the Taiwanese are compatriots of China. And the least thing we're ready to do is to use force. And that is one of the reasons why China has been so patient. For several decades, we are waiting. We are waiting for a peaceful unification. But we can never rule out our option to use other means. So when necessary, when compelled, we are ready to use all necessary means. As to what does it mean by all necessary means, you can use your imagination.
All necessary means. Well, they're helping our imagination with what they're doing in the region at the moment, and let's hope we always have to use our imagination, because conflict over the Taiwan Strait is the potential contemporary trigger for World War III. Whatever China might say about the deliberately obscure diplomatic status of Taiwan, its dramatic military response to a mere visit by a mere politician, not even a member of government executive, well, this sort of overreaction is dangerous. But it could make future visits from democracies around the world less likely in the future. This could further isolate Taiwan diplomatically. And if that's the case, Beijing's belligerence here will have achieved its aim. So the visits, including from Australians, should continue.